Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video I will try to analyze top 5 layer 2 tokens. It will include Mantle, MNT, Arbitrum. I will be skipping Pole, the Matic. We'll look at Optimism. We'll also skip STX. We'll look at Immutable and Starknet. Anyways, let's get started. So of course we are starting with the biggest one, which would be Mantle or the MNT. It has a massive market cap of 4.4 billion. I did cover this token recently, so if you are interested in depth on the Mantle, you can check that video out as well. But in this video, we'll just look at its price and what is happening around the Mantle in general. So if we look here, this is the zone that I drew in my last video, and I did say that this was a massive resistance zone, but it seems like that MNT did reject from here, like the exact high of June of 2025, like around 1.41, and it rejected somewhere around 1.4, as you can see here. So as of now it is going down, but again if we look at the lower time frame like 4 hour or even like 1 hour, again MNT is still really strong. So as of now I would be expecting a retest of like around this trend line maybe. So like if it does retest, it will probably go as low as 1.16, or even it can just do this, so it can also retest around this trend line as well, so like around 1.18 is a possibility. So as of now I'm looking at a retest of around 1.18 most likely, and after that if it breaks above this high, which is around like if we just look at it on the daily chart, so it's around like 1.41. If it breaks above from here after retesting around 1.18, I think we could be heading towards all-time high, probably around above 1.15. so it is unclear where the token will peak, but it seems like that it is, at least as of now, going for an all-time high, unless it breaks below like this trend, which would be around like below this trend line. If it breaks like as low as 1.08, we may see a leg up, but again if it does rejects and goes below this trend line, we can expect a retest of around like 85 or 80 cents is a possibility. That is unless we see a massive market crash, but if the market remains the way it is as of now, I think MNT could be due for a new all-time high. So let's have a take look at Arbitrum or the ARB token. This is the second biggest by the market cap as well as by the TVL. So if we look at the layer 2s, the biggest one would be the base, followed by Arbitrum, followed by the Arbitrum with the TVL of like 3.3 billion, which is a lot, and Arbitrum does have a massive ecosystem as you can see here, and most of its TVL is on the ARB as you can see, followed by GMX. GMX was hacked, but they recovered the fund, so I'm not going in depth on that. Anyways, now if we talk about the price, this is from my last video. I'm not sure when I published that video, but again we'll just talk about it. So as I said in that video, this was probably the supply zone, but now it has become the demand zone, and it can be seen here. It was struggling to go up. I mean the ARB token was struggling to break above this supply zone. Now it is the demand zone, because after hitting like 58 cents, it actually ended up retesting around this exact supply zone, demand zone, as you can see here, and now it has seen a pretty good bounce back as you can see. So if it breaks like above 58 cents, I think it will most likely go around 76 to 68 cents. That seems to be the next target that it is aiming for, if the market remains stable. As of now, it seems like that Ethereum is still trying to go up for a new all-time high, and layer 2s are following the Ethereum as well, it seems like. But again, if market does go down, Arbitrum will again most likely it is around 43 to 49 cents, and that is a possibility. But if it doesn't, we will most likely go around 76 to 68 zone. This is for the short term, but for the long term, Arbitrum again still does have a one issue, which would be its tokenomics. As you can see here, at the time of recording this video, then Arbitrum investors have received like 1.05 billion ARB tokens, and they will continue to receive like another 700 million more ARB tokens by 2027. So that means Arbitrum does have a monthly sell pressure, and which is most likely the reason why ARB keeps struggling. Even if it makes a new high, it usually sees a massive sell volume, and I think this is because of these investors most likely. Anyways, this is it for the Arbitrum. Now let's talk about Optimism, or the OP token. Although the superchain ecosystem of the Optimism is enormous as of now, but Optimism itself is struggling even when it comes to its TVL, or even if you look at its price has been struggling like a lot. So at some point back in 2024, it was trading above like $4.5, and back in December it was trading around $2.57, and as of now it's at 77 cents. So as you can see, it's down like 41% in 1 year as well. So this has been one of the biggest disappointment of 2025, I would say. And even back in March, it had a market cap of like 4.7 billion, and even back in December, it had a market cap of like 3 billion, and as of now, it's at 1.3 billion. So there is a possibility that Arbitrum could make another run like this, or even this, because it has done so in the past, so that there is a possibility. But again, if we look at Arbitrum's tokenomics, this is how it looks like as of now. If we look at the partner funds, at least the investors have received most of the tokens. That's good, but again they are slowly receiving tokens as well. That could be a problem, but I don't think so that will have that much impact, because the impact on the price has already been felt, as you can see here. Now if we talk about the Arbitrum's price as of now, it is in the uptrend, so it's holding like this low of June, as you can see really well. So at least it is in the uptrend as of now, it seems like. So even if it makes a retest, I would be expecting a bounce back from like 72 cents, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, we'll most likely make a bounce back like from 62 cents, or if it doesn't do that, it will most likely go for a new all-time low, most probably around 40 cents. But as of now, it seems like that it is trying to break out, and if it becomes successful, like if it breaks above from this level, which is going to be, I would say, around 93 cents, or even like 87 cents, also seems to be really strong resistance for the token as well. So as of now, I think all it needs to do, it just needs to break above this level. So that is going to be around 95 to 81 cents. If it breaks above this level, I think we could actually go as high as 1 point, I would say like 1.2. Yeah, 1.2 seems to be the possibility if it flips this resistance like around 95, and after that, if it flips like this 1.2, we could be heading for like 1.5 or even $2 the possibility. But again, it has seen I would say a massive sell pressure whenever it goes up. So let's see, if the market doesn't improve, and if the market does go down, we'll most likely see a massive, like again, a massive crash from the Arbitrum or the OP token, sorry, from the OP, not Arbitrum, I mean the OP. If it happens, if the market does go down, I think it could actually go like as low as 60 cents, or even like 50 cents, or even I would say like 40 cents should be the possibility. But again, it seems like that Arbitrum does have a massive, I would say, a massive buy zone like around 54 to 51 cents as well. Anyways, this is it. If it does breaks out from here, I think we will most likely go as high as like 1.2, and if the market does crash, I think the best entry point for the OP token would be around 54 to 51 cents. After that, we have IMX, or Immutable X. It has been performing really shit, as you can see here. It's not doing well. It's down from like 5 billion market cap, and it has been I would say even bigger disappointment than Optimism. It seems like Optimism was around 4 billion, and this is down from 5 billion. It's not looking that much good for IMX. But again, this is a gaming chain, gaming layer 2, and the market has not been that much kind to the gaming tokens. But again, as of now, it's holding really well. Like it's in the uptrend ever since setting like 33 cent, which is most likely, I think, it's low, as you can see here, around 33, which is not that good. But again, as of now, it is holding this trend line really well. So if it goes up as the way it is doing now, I think there's a pretty good breakout that it seems to be gearing up for. So if, let's say, if it breaks if it breaks out from this level that I'm looking at, just a second, let me draw it. Okay, so if it breaks out from like 65 cent, I think we could be looking at a pretty massive surge, like as high as 80 cent or even higher than that. But again, it does have a really strong resistance around this level, which would be around 93 cent or 84 cent. Even if it breaks out from here, it will most likely stop around 84 to 93 cent. But again, I think this breakout could be massive one, as you can see here. So let's see what happens. But I think if it breaks out from here, it should at least go as high as 74 or even like 80 cent. And if it continues to surge, we can expect I would say a breakout as high as like 84 to 93 cent. And if it flips this resistance like around here, we could see it hit like 1.2 or even 1.5. But if it doesn't, it will most likely rest on this trend line that I just drew. Anyways, let's see what happens. But I think IMX is looking good, at least from my analysis. Last but not least, we have Starknet or STRK. I have been covering this token I think ever since its launch, or ever since it came out from like February 2024. And as I have said in all of my videos, that the token will continue to struggle because of the massive token unlocks that it has seen. So the token unlock started to happen from like April of 2024, so like here, and after that there has been a constant struggle between buyers and sellers. As you can see here, the sell pressure is just too massive, and the investors and the early contributors have received like 700 STRK tokens, and the early contributors have received like around 800 million tokens, STRK I mean, and they will continue to receive these tokens till March of 2024. And by the March of 2027, the investors will get like 1 billion STRK more tokens, and the early contributors will get like around 1.2 billion STRK tokens. So that means again, the token will most likely see immense sell pressure in the future as well. But that doesn't mean that it won't go up. We may actually see a brief, I would say, relief for the token, but I'm not expecting anything big for the coin because of these massive unlocks that will happen in the future. Now again, even if they announce something big, or even if they announce really big news, we can expect a rally as high as like 35 cent. I think going higher than that would be a big surprise, I think. But again, if it starts to go up, I would be expecting a rally as high as like 35 cent. If it goes above than that, it would be surprising, but I think it is very unlikely. But as of now, I think it is holding this trend line really well. And if somehow if it breaks like let's see, if it breaks above from this trend line, like if it breaks this downtrend, we could expect a rally as high as like 20 cent or even like 22 cent, or I think the end game would be like around 35 cents. So if it goes above like 16 cent, I think we can expect a pretty good surge. I think these will most likely be the traders that will be trading the token. But again, if it does reject from here, it will most likely go down. But for the long term, I think the token is still looking bad because of these massive unlocks. Anyways, this was it. I hope you liked the video. I will be back with more. Thanks for watching.